So recently I took out the IQOO 12 to of course Zeeland, which is a location here in the Netherlands, and showcasing how it performs, but that performance was pretty much daytime and of course sunrise. But how does it perform in low light? Because we know when it comes to the processing of Vivo and therefore IQOO as well, because it's a subbrand of Vivo, they do a lot of things crazy, especially with the HDR being excellent for phones like this. Good processing, but how does it perform in general when it comes to low light? And that is what I'm going to showcase in this video. The low light performance of the IQOO 12. Some edited shots, because some shots came out really nice. Anyway, let's dive into the video, starting with the specifications again for the IQOO 12, because of course that matters as well. Now before we start, let's quickly look at the specifications for the IQOO 12. When it comes to the camera setup, we get a 50 megapixel main sensor with a 1.7 aperture and a 1/1.3 inch sensor size. We get a 64 megapixel f2.6 aperture periscope telephoto with a 1/2 inch sensor size. And we get a 50 megapixel ultra wide with an f-stop of 2.0. When it comes to video recording capabilities, you can go up to 8K and 30 frames per second. In terms of the CPU, it is of course the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. This of course helps with the processing itself. Either way, with the specifications out of the way, let's look at what the IQOO 12 is capable of when it comes to low light situations. Before I start showcasing shots that I've taken without editing any of them, I wanted to showcase these images. I've edited them in Lightroom after of course I've taken them on this IQOO 12. And honestly, with this camera setup, I think it does an excellent job, allowing me to edit the shot really well next to it. "4K 30 frames per second on both the IQOO 12 and the Xiaomi 13 Pro. Again, same story. The 13 Pro has the more contrast, but also the more night look. That fits better. But if you want more in the picture, easy to see, IQOO seems to be doing better. Zoom out in 4K 30 as you can with the IQOO, and you can with the Xiaomi 13 Pro as well. 4K 60 frames per second. Let's see if you can zoom out with the new IQOO. No. And with the Xiaomi, that's also not the case. Both can record up to 8K, but with the Xiaomi 13 Pro, it is limited to 24 frames compared to the 30 frames on the IQOO 12. So at the end, the IQOO 12, if you want a lot of detail and information in the shot itself, I would say more information and of course a lot of HDR processing, the IQOO 12 does an excellent job. You will see most of the things that you want in the shot. Would I say it's necessarily the most realistic and the most natural? Not necessarily. Of course, you have when it comes to light sources that they are a bit glaring, that they are a bit overexposed compared to the rest of it and so on. So I feel like it depends a little bit. Sometimes it's just a little bit too flat and too perfect. But overall, in low light performance, it performs really well, especially if you want to take some shots that you can easily edit. Information that is lost by overexposure cannot be retrieved, but with the IQOO 12 I really don't feel like you would have that issue. Again, the night view isn't necessarily there in every shot, but overall I think in low light it performs excellent. And again, it's crazy that the IQOO 12 performs so well. If you are curious about the daytime performance, I did make a separate video about that, link in the description, and I compared it to the Xiaomi 13 Pro as well. And I will also make a comparison in low light comparing both of these. Their approach is very different when it comes to mobile photography. And of course, if you want to support my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like and so on, but also check out conceptscreator.com/shop where you can buy some of the shots that I've taken with some devices, but also of course with my Lumix S5. Either way, have a good one and talk to you guys in the next.